Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the remarkable story of one of history's most intriguing and powerful monarchs, Ranavalona I, the Queen of Madagascar. Her ascension to the throne marks a pivotal chapter in the history of Madagascar, transforming the course of the island nation and leaving a legacy that continues to fascinate historians and cultural scholars alike. From her humble beginnings to becoming the ruler of Madagascar, Ranavalona's story is one of intrigue, power, and a fierce dedication to preserving her country's sovereignty and traditions. So join us as we explore the life of Ranavalona I, her rise to power, and the impact of her reign on Madagascar and beyond. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating historical insights. Born around 1788 in the Kingdom of Imarina in the central highlands of Madagascar, Ranavalona I's early life was set against the backdrop of a kingdom under transformation. Originally named Ramavo, she was of noble lineage but not directly in line for the throne. Her life took a dramatic turn due to the political foresight of King Anti-Colonialism, who united the Marina people and expanded his kingdom significantly. He took Ramavo as a companion for his son, Radama, ensuring loyalty from her influential family and integrating her into the royal court's complex dynamics. Ramavo's early years were marked by the rigorous education typical for nobility, focusing on the traditions, history, and governance of the Marina people. Additionally, her close association with the royal family provided her with a unique perspective on the responsibilities and challenges of leadership. The early exposure to court politics, combined with the education she received, undoubtedly played a critical role in shaping her political acumen. In these formative years, Madagascar was at a crossroads, grappling with internal consolidation and the external pressures of European colonial ambitions. The British influence was growing under Radama I's reign, especially through the London Missionary Society, which was active in spreading Christianity and Western education. Ramavo's later policies, characterized by a sharp turn towards isolationism and a staunch defense of Malagasy traditions, could be seen as a reaction to these early observations of European encroachment. Her marriage to Radama I was not just a personal union but a strategic alliance that brought her into the heart of Madagascar's political evolution. Radama's ambitions to modernize and unify Madagascar under his rule would have exposed Ramavo to the complexities of leadership and the inevitable tensions between tradition and modernization, influences that would later define her reign. Despite the limited direct historical records of Ranavalona's early life, it's clear that her upbringing and the socio-political environment of early 19th century Madagascar equipped her with the skills, knowledge, and perspectives necessary to navigate the challenges of her future rule. The death of Radama I in 1828, under circumstances that remain a subject of historical debate, presented Ramavo with the opportunity to ascend to the throne. Her transformation from Ramavo to Ranavalona I marked the beginning of a new chapter in Madagascar's history, one that would see significant resistance to foreign influence and a fierce preservation of Malagasy sovereignty. As queen, Ranavalona policies and actions reflected the complexities of her early life experiences. Her reign was characterized by a deep suspicion of foreign influences, which she viewed as a threat to the cultural and political integrity of Madagascar. This perspective was not unfounded, given the colonial ambitions of European powers in Africa during the period. Her efforts to eliminate Christian influences, promote traditional Malagasy customs, and maintain independence were rooted in a desire to protect her kingdom from the fate that befell many other African nations. Ranavalona's ascension to power in the Kingdom of Madagascar is a tale marked by intrigue, strategic maneuvering, and a decisive assertion of authority. Following the death of her husband, King Radama, in 1828, Ranavalona embarked on a path that would see her emerge as one of the most formidable rulers in the history of Madagascar. Here is an account of her rise to the throne. Radama, hailed as the builder of modern Madagascar, died under mysterious circumstances in 1828. His reign had seen significant efforts towards modernization and alliances with European powers, notably the British. At the time of his death, Madagascar stood at a crossroads, with its future direction uncertain amidst internal dissent and external colonial interests. The succession was contested, as Radama had no direct heirs. The traditional Merina succession practices and the influence of the powerful nobility complicated the succession scenario. Ranavalona, then known as Ramavo, was among Radama's several wives but distinguished herself through her noble lineage and strategic acumen. Leveraging her position within the royal court and her network of alliances with influential nobles, Ranavalona asserted her claim to the throne. She capitalized on the discontent among the nobility and military leaders with Radama's policies, particularly those that seemed to undermine Merina traditions and sovereignty. Upon securing her position as queen, Ranavalona moved quickly to consolidate her power. She ordered the execution or exile of those who opposed her or were loyal to Radama's vision of modernization and pro-European policies. This period saw the elimination of potential rivals, including members of the royal family and high-ranking officials who could challenge her authority. Ranavalona's early actions as queen signaled a dramatic shift in Madagascar's domestic and foreign policies. She reversed many of Radama's initiatives, distancing the kingdom from European influences. The expulsion of Christian missionaries and the cessation of formal ties with European powers marked a return to traditional Malagasy values and governance practices. To further establish her authority and legitimacy, Ranavalona embarked on a series of public works projects, including the construction of the Rover of Antananarivo, which served as the royal palace. She reinforced traditional laws, the Fandareana, and the Kabarian practices to solidify her position, aligning herself with the Merina cultural and spiritual traditions. Recognizing the importance of a strong military to defend the kingdom's sovereignty, Ranavalona initiated reforms to strengthen the armed forces. This included the development of local industries to produce weapons and the construction of fortifications. Her military strategies emphasized guerrilla warfare tactics, leveraging the kingdom's challenging terrain to its advantage against potential invaders. Ranavalona's methods of consolidating power were often ruthless, involving the use of fear and strict punishments to quell dissent. This earned her the nickname Ranavalona the Cruel among European observers. Despite these characterizations, her reign was also marked by a deep commitment to preserving Madagascar's independence and cultural identity in the face of growing colonial pressures. Ranavalona ascension to the throne and the subsequent consolidation of her power were pivotal moments in the history of Madagascar. Her reign, which lasted until her death in 1861, was characterized by a complex interplay of traditionalism, resistance to foreign domination, and a sometimes ruthless approach to governance. Through her actions, Ranavalona left an indelible mark on the kingdom, shaping its trajectory for years to come and solidifying her legacy as a significant figure in the resistance against colonialism. Ranavalona I, also known as Ranavalona the Great or Ranavalona the Cruel, ascended the throne of Madagascar in 1828 following the death of her husband, King Radama I. Her reign, lasting 33 years, is one of the most controversial and impactful periods in Malagasy history. It was marked by her staunch efforts to preserve Madagascar's independence, cultural identity, and traditional practices in the face of increasing foreign pressures. This video delves into the multifaceted aspects of Ranavalona's reign, examining her domestic and foreign policies, the social and economic impacts, and her enduring legacy. Upon ascending the throne, Ranavalona faced significant opposition, not only from within the royal court but also from the growing Christian and European communities established during Radama's reign. Understanding the threats to her rule, she embarked on a systematic consolidation of power. This involved purging the court of real and perceived enemies, including those closely associated with her late husband's pro-European and Christianizing policies. Ranavalona employed various strategies to solidify her authority. She reinstated traditional laws and practices, such as the trial by ordeal tangina, to instill fear and obedience among her subjects and to root out dissent. She also expanded her network of spies and informants to maintain tight control over her kingdom and to forewarn her of any plots against her sovereignty. Ranavalona's domestic policies were primarily aimed at reversing the Europeanization efforts of her predecessor and reinforcing traditional Malagasy customs and governance systems. She curtailed the privileges of European traders and missionaries and placed strict controls on the practice of Christianity, which she viewed as a threat to her authority and to Malagasy cultural purity. The Queen's policies also focused on economic self-sufficiency. She revitalized the Fanampana system, a form of forced labor, to undertake large public works projects, including the construction of palaces, roads, and defensive structures. While these projects aimed to strengthen and modernize the kingdom, they also led to widespread hardship and resentment among the common people due to the heavy demands placed upon them. Ranavalona's reign was characterized by an isolationist stance towards foreign powers, a response to the increasing threats of European colonialism. She limited trade with Europeans and expelled most missionaries and foreign advisors. This approach preserved Madagascar's independence, but also led to economic stagnation and international isolation. Ranavalona's efforts to preserve Malagasy traditions had a profound impact on the social and cultural fabric of the kingdom. She promoted traditional religious practices and ceremonies, reinforcing her role as both a political and spiritual leader. The Queen's policies, while aimed at protecting the Malagasy way of life, were often harsh and resulted in significant social strain and population decline, partly due to the harsh enforcement of laws and the reintroduction of outdated customs. Despite the controversies surrounding her reign, Ranavalona's commitment to Malagasy identity and traditions contributed to a strong sense of national pride and unity among some segments of the population. Her reign, while oppressive by many accounts, inadvertently fostered a collective Malagasy consciousness that would later underpin efforts to resist colonial domination. Ranavalona's reign saw a shift towards an autarkic economy, emphasizing self-reliance and the reduction of foreign dependencies. This was manifested in her discouragement of imported goods and the promotion of local production. However, these policies, coupled with the heavy imposition of Fanampana forced labor, strained the kingdom's economic structures and agricultural productivity, leading to famines and a decrease in overall prosperity. The Queen's suspicion of foreign influence extended to trade relations. While not completely severing ties, she imposed stringent regulations, significantly reducing the volume and profitability of trade with European entities. This isolationist policy preserved Madagascar's independence, but at the cost of economic advancement and external support. One of the most contentious aspects of Ranavalona's reign was her approach to religion. Initially tolerant of Christianity, which had begun to spread under Radama, she grew increasingly hostile to it, perceiving it as a colonial tool undermining her authority and Malagasy traditions. This culminated in widespread persecution, including the execution and exile of converts and the banning of Christian practices. Ranavalona's crackdown on Christianity was not merely a rejection of foreign religion, but also a strategic move to consolidate power and reinforce traditional beliefs that legitimized her rule. However, this led to significant internal conflict and contributed to the kingdom's growing isolation, as it strained relations with European powers, particularly Britain and France, who had vested interests in the spread of Christianity and trade in the region. Understanding the looming threat of European colonization, Ranavalona invested heavily in the kingdom's military capabilities. She fortified existing defenses, constructed new fortifications, and revitalized the traditional warrior class. The Queen's military strategies were defensive, aimed at deterring invasion and suppressing internal dissent. While effective in maintaining the kingdom's sovereignty during her reign, these measures also contributed to the state's resource strains. Ranavalona's legacy is deeply complex and multifaceted. To some, she is a national hero, a defender of Malagasy sovereignty against the tidal wave of European imperialism. To others, she is remembered as a tyrant whose reign was marked by oppression, economic stagnation, and cultural isolation. The Queen's efforts to preserve Madagascar's independence and cultural integrity were undeniably successful in the short term, as the island remained outside colonial control during her lifetime. However, the long-term consequences of her policy's economic isolation, population decline, and internal divisions left Madagascar vulnerable to later colonial subjugation. In reflecting on Ranavalona's reign, one must consider the broader context of the era, a time when African nations faced unprecedented threats from European expansionism. Her story is a testament to the complexities of leadership in an era of global upheaval and the challenges of navigating between preservation and progress. As we conclude this exploration of Ranavalona's reign, it becomes clear that her impact on Madagascar and its history is indelible. Her legacy continues to spark debate, serving as a powerful reminder of the enduring struggle for sovereignty and identity in the face of external pressures. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey through the life and reign of Ranavalona, one of history's most formidable and enigmatic monarchs. From her early days in the Marina royal court to her ascension to power, her rule was marked by a fierce dedication to preserving Madagascar's sovereignty and cultural identity amidst the growing shadows of European imperialism. Her military strategies, while harsh, were driven by an unwavering commitment to protect her kingdom from foreign domination. Ranavalona's reign saw the strengthening of Madagascar's defences, a testament to her resolve in maintaining the island's independence against all odds. Her legacy, though marred by tales of cruelty and oppression, also tells a story of a leader who faced the unenviable challenge of navigating her nation through one of its most turbulent periods. As we close this chapter, let's remember Ranavalona not just as a queen of Madagascar, but as a symbol of the struggle against the tide of colonialism, a struggle that many nations around the world can relate to. Her life reminds us of the enduring spirit of a people determined to maintain their identity and freedom at all costs. Don't forget to reflect on the stories of such influential figures and the lessons they hold for us today. If you found this journey into history enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that brings the past to life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.